Frame main class is consists of login button, add records button, update records button, delete records button, J-labels with icons and as image background, J-labels for record counting, and J-table. Frame main also is the main J-frame for the application. That's why upon running the whole program, it will immediately show this frame. Upon running the program, some of the buttons are disabled, requiring the users to either log in or exit. The disabled buttons are add records, update records, and delete records. For J-table, this is linked throughout the buttons and it is updated every time the user add or delete any records. Now that's the frame main is explained. Let's try to log in, shall we?
Frame login class. There we go. After clicking the login button, would immediately show another J-frame. The newly opened J-frame is called frame login. As you can see that this J-frame consists of J-text field, J-password fields, J-labels, and J-panels. Clicking either of the J-text field or J-password field will immediately delete the current text, or known as username or either password on the J-text field. And icons are implemented on this J-frame by a lot. I'll explain the function of this J-frame. Upon clicking the login button without any contents in either of the JText field or JPassword field would immediately show to a message dialog. This message dialog will ask the users to fill the requirements or fill the username and password. Clicking the cancel button would show a confirmed dialog message. This message has 3 choices for the users to choose from. Clicking the yes button would immediately show the frame login and enabling the buttons in the frame main. And while the no button or cancel button would close the confirmed dialog. Note here that upon clicking any operation would always disable the buttons in the main frame. This is to prevent any unneeded or multiple operation input. Entering wrong username or password would result to a message dialog that either of the content is wrong. I inputted admin as username and for the password is 123. The username and password is needed is admin in both of the fields. Now that's out of the way, let's go ahead and log in. Message dialog will pop out that the login is successful. Also, special mention that every time the user's mouse entered inside any of the button, it would be highlighted on blue. This is only for the frame login. This is only exclusive for the frame login. We're back again in J-frame main. As you can see, that the 3 buttons that was disabled earlier is now enabled, while the login button is now disabled. Now let's go ahead and try our newly enabled buttons, shall we? Let's start on add record button. Clicking the add record button will show another J frame, which is called frame add add class or frame add. It consists of txt first name, txt last name, txt middle name, date chooser, CBO college, CBO program, J labels, buttons, and J tables. CBO college consists of different contents for the CBO program when selecting a different list contents or in the CBO college list. And the J chooser, or also known as J date chooser, is used to get a specific date selected by the user. Note that J date user is a plugin added in the Java Eclipse. As for the error checks in this JFrame, if any fields are empty or blank, would show a result dialog that requires the users to input the necessary information. If the date is empty or incorrect, it will show a message dialog that date is required. If the date is out of range or results to any negative days or years or also months, will result in a dialog that the date is out of range. All of these error checks is to prevent any inconsistent inputs or date misinformation, and also provides an accurate age calculation. After all the necessary information is inputted well and there's no error, clicking the save button would show a message dialog that a new row has been saved. Now then, let's add more. Now that was done, the users can exit through the cancel button. Note that these buttons is also on the login, update, and delete button or delete button in the frame main class. Clicking the cancel button would show a confirm dialog that will return to main menu. This confirm dialog consists of if clicking the yes button would, just like in the login frame login class, the cancel button, the yes button would return to the main class. However, the buttons are still enabled, like add record button, update delete button, and delete record button. Well, also the login button is also disabled.
Also, almost forgot to mention the record count under the JTable. This J-level updates for the changes on the JTables, mainly focusing on the counting the rows within the JTables. The JTable, table student info, is linked in the JTables of frame add, frame update, and frame delete. Now, let's try the update button. This is the frame update. It is also consists the items from the frame add. However, the user is not allowed to add anything and only required to edit rows contents. Error checks from form add is the same here, but the message dialogs only point out that the user must selected the rows to edit. Also, I almost forgot that label age has a format of year, months, days to let the user know the accurate details of inputted birthday. This is also the same for the form add. To update the user is required to select a row from the JTable, table student info, as all of the content of row selected would be placed on respective fields. After editing the row with the desired changes, clicking the select button would show a message dialog that the update is successful. Frame delete class. This is the frame delete, which consists only of J labels, buttons, and J tables. table student info. The user are allowed to select any row that they wanted to delete. Clicking the select button would show a confirmed dialog message notifying and warning the user if they really wishes to delete the rows they selected. A message dialog would appear that the row deletion is successful after clicking and yes button. Also, if they are selected row, a message dialog would be shown when clicking the yes in the confirm messages dialog option pop up by select button. And lastly, to mention is the exit button. Like the other confirm message dialog, this app warns the notified users if they wishes to exit the app or not.